Alright, hey everybody, this is Grant from Team Guardians of Cray here at GSG, and today I'm going to be bringing you the sauciest of deck profiles, and it's going to be for, lo and behold, the darkness. Scharhot, Darkness, Vampire. Well, Scharhot, Vampire, Darkness deck profile for Dark Irregulars.
Counting double-digit thousands.
Alrighty, so we're going to start with our starter. This is Welfender Ordinance. Right now, there's really no better starter. Very basic skill. It's an act, rearguard circle, grade 0, GB1. Cost is counterblast 1. Put this unit in the soul charge 2, and if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, draw a card. Very good. Plus, very easy, 3 soul, and puts a card in your hand. We like pluses out here. We like pluses. Alright, and of course we're just going to go straight into our grade 3 lineup. Face of the deck himself, the Scharhot Vampire. Right now he's not very good, honestly, because his GB2 is just been outclassed by everything with so much floating power in the game and recyclable PGs that his GB2 isn't very good, and his on-ride is not very good, but we'll definitely go over him now, because he is the face of the deck, and I like playing the deck. So his GB2 is, during the turn, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, this unit gets plus 10k power. Then if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, he gets an extra hit. So see, right now in Vanguard, power is really meaningless, especially since there's so G-guards are getting stronger, there's recyclable PGs out the wazoo right now, and unless you're swinging like high numbers and guard restrict, nothing's really getting accomplished. So yeah, Scharhot Vampire, but he is the face of the deck. Now for the actual good grade 3 that you'll probably be riding more than 70% of the time, because he has a far better skill. Let me make sure these cards are still in the shot here. Is for Glenzin Vampire. This card is actually very good. It kind of just falls to the wayside because people never read it because it wasn't Scharhot, but this card is actually quite good. It's a grade 3, GB1. That's the first skill. On Vanguard circle, darkness, choose. At the end of the turn, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card with the darkness ability from your hand or rear guard circle and put it into the soul. If you do, draw a card, and if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, countercharge, and then choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. This card is very good. Simply because, one, you choose which card you retire and replenishes hand and does a bit of hand fixing. Second skill is counterblast 1, which is placed on rearguard circle or vanguard circle. Check the top 5 cards of your deck and choose up to 5 cards with the darkness ability from among them and put them to the soul, and put the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. This unit gets plus 1k power for each card put in the soul this way. This is rearguard or vanguard circle. Very good. On average, you'll probably put like 3. I have at one point put 5, but the card is very phenomenal still. Alright, next we're on to our grade 2s. We're going to start with the champ of the deck, and it is going to be Demented Executioner. Demented Executioner, nothing on this card is GB locked. I want to start by pointing that out, and that's actually very good. His first skill is Act, Darkness. Counterblast 1, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, this unit gets plus 2k until the end of the turn. And then if the number of cards in your soul are 10 or more, this card gets an extra 3k power. Second skill is when it's placed on rearguard circle, check top 7 cards of your deck, search 1 card with the darkness ability, put it into the soul, shuffle your deck afterward. Very good card, very good card. That's precise soul charging, and that's what we want, and we have multiple darkness targets in the deck, and this card is also not GB locked. That's one thing that makes it also good. This is the queen of the deck right here. One of my favorite cards of the whole deck is Flying Librarian. She's actually a promo from GBT03, if I'm not mistaken. She's one of the few GB lock cards in the deck, and her skill is very simple. Counterblast 1. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, soul charge 2. Then if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, draw a card. Then if the number of cards in your soul 10 or more, choose a card in your damage zone, flip it face up. Countercharge. Very good. Replenishes hand, pays for herself, all good stuff. Hyper soul charging. That's what we want to see. Alright. Next up on the list is our last grade 2. Tragic Claw. What she does is Vanguard Rearguard Circle auto ability. When your other unit is placed on the same column as this unit, soul charge 1. That is her first ability. By the way, this works on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. So this card is very interesting because it does not say other rearguard circle, it just says same column. You could ride on top of her and still get the soul charge off. It works very much like Dorrant Blaster Blade plays. Second skill is GB1 rearguard circle auto. When your other unit is placed in the same column as this unit, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets boost. And then if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, she gets plus 2k. That skill is not once per turn, so if you call multiple units to the same column as her, she would get boost for as many times as it was called, and you have 15 cards in soul. Alrighty, now on to the grade 1s. We're going to start with our perfect guards of the deck, Succubus of Avarice. We play 4 copies. Her skill is, besides Sentinel, is Act, Soul, GB1, Darkness. Choose one of your grade 1 or less rear guards and retire it, put it in hand. On demand perfect guards, we like those. This is Dark Regulars. We're trying to make it to that second try to kill our opponent. Next card up is Succubus of Pure Love. A very simple card. It is nothing more than the Master Herald's stride fodder for Scharhot. What it does: place on rear guard, reveal a grade 3, add Scharhot's hand, discard a card, becomes plus 2 grade when paying for the cost of stride. 4 copies. Next card up is Serpent Charmer. He is the panic button for the deck. What he does is non-GB restricted. Darkness. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets plus 2k. Then if the number of cards in your soul are 15 or more, auto retire this unit at the end of the turn. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose 13 cards from your soul. Return the rest of your soul to the deck. Shuffle the deck and draw a card. This is your panic button. It's good for refreshing and just surviving out a little bit longer so you can make that second Gilded Ray play. Very good. But hopefully we don't have to use it. Alright, next up, a lot of people would assume this spot will be taken by Dimensional Creeper, but unfortunately, in my extensive playtesting, I have not had that much luck with Creeper, and I found that the more aggressive play is the way to go, and Dorine Thruster fills that spot excellently. What she does is auto rearguard circle during the main phase when a card is placed in soul, not just deck, but when it's placed in soul from anywhere, and you have a Dark Regular Vanguard, this unit gets plus 3k until the end of the turn. Very good card. She makes death columns. Her reprint art is awesome. So that's why we play her. Alrighty, now for the last cards that are not triggers, it's going to be 3 Enigmatic Assassin, the grade 0. It's skilled, non-GB restricted, auto, soul, darkness. At the beginning of the attack step, always remember that, guys, it's going to be at the beginning of the attack step. If this number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, you may call this card to the rearguard circle. If you do, this unit gets plus 5k, becomes a 10k attacker or booster. And until the end of the turn, if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, this unit gets plus 10k. This is a 20k attacker or booster that you can call out at the beginning of the attack step. Very good card, very good card. Can't screw you over, but that's what we have Succubus of Avarice for. Alright, on to the triggers. Very basic. We're going to go for the Master Servant crits for Scharhot Vampire, which is One-Eyed Succubus. Very simple. When your Vanguard with Scharhot in its name attacks, push this unit in the soul, plus 5k to your Scharhot, and then draw a card. Very simple. Play 4 copies. Next up is going to be Dark Knight of Nightmare Land. Very simple card. It's Margot Clone crit. Put it in the soul, choose one of your units, plus 3k. Can't wait for the reprint. Next up is Hysteric Shirley. We play only 2 draw triggers in this deck because sometimes you just need that little bit of extra hand to get what you need. And she fills that spot excellently, plus having a nice skill herself. If you've got triggers that have skills, play them. Why not? Her skill is put this unit as a soul. If you have a Dark Regular Vanguard, soul charge 1. Can't complain. Also getting reprinted. Looking forward to her art as well. Now, next up is going to be 4 of our monochrome Cat of Nightmare Land. The G-Stand trigger with the skill, Axe skill, GB1. Put this unit to the top of the deck, shuffle your deck, then soul charge 1. If the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, choose a card from your damage zone, turn it face up. And then if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, draw a card. Very good for resource management, hand replenishing, anything you might need to swap out stuff, or you just want to put trigger back. That's what it's for. Alright, and the last card is just very basic skills trigger, Alice of Nightmare Land. Her name is Alice. She's from Nightmare Land. She's a heal trigger. Thank you, Alice, for all you've done for the Vanguard community. Bye. Alright, that was the main deck for everything here, and now we have next up is our wonderful G-Zone. We're going to start off by 2 really saucy SGR One steeped in sin, Scharhot. What he does is counterblast 1 darkness. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, pull all of your rear guards in the soul, and if this unit gets plus 10k until the end of the battle, and if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, your opponent retires all of their units. And the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more until the end of the turn. That battle, your opponent cannot call cards from the hand with the Sentinel ability. Oh, by the way, when this unit attacks, you choose all of your regards, put them in the soul. Very good card. It's when it attacks. Next up is going to be the bread and butter, the killer of worlds, the destroyer of souls. It's going to be the abominable one, Gilderay. What abominable one Gilderay does is act skill once per turn, choose a card named bottom 1 Gilderay from your G zone and turn it face up. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets plus 10k until the end of the turn. If the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, this unit gets, when this unit attacks Vanguard, until the end of the battle, your opponent cannot call great ones or greater to the Guardian circle. And if you have 2 or more face-up cards in your G zone, this unit gets extra crit. So this is a 36k glory skill extra crit for destroying souls. All right, next up is pretty much a lackluster G-Zone moving forward after those 2 amazing cards. We're going to start off with a Fighter's Cluster card, which I absolutely hate, but I will go over. And it is Rebellious Retrainer of Fresh Blood Frederick. I gotta actually read this card because I'm not too familiar with it. I just know it's really bad. What it does is choose a card from your hand and put it into the soul. This unit gets plus 1k for each card in your soul till the end of the turn. And if the total power increased with this effect during this turn is 10k or greater, all your regards in the front row will get plus 5k. This card is bad. And this card is bad because it requires you to take cards out of your hand, and that 5k is not continuous. That is an act. If you don't already have cards there, it's a waste. And again, right now, power really does not mean that much for Vanguard because there's too many recyclable PGs, on-demand PGs, G-Guards getting stronger, and I'm not willing to take a card out of my hand. Next, we have another Fighter's Collection card who is a lot like Frederick, but 10,000 times better for the simplest of reasons. Next card is Great Demon Soulless Demagogue. What he does is during your main phase, when a card is put into the soul until the end of the turn, this unit gets continuous. During your turn, all your rear guards in the front row get plus 1k. This card is very similar to Frederick. It's like, but Grant, this gives 5k to my rear guards. If I put 5 cards in my soul, this gives 5k in my rear guards for the turn. This doesn't. This doesn't require hand, this does. That's the difference between these two. All right, next up, pretty much what we have left is 2 copies of Mass Demonic Frenzy in Recrius, and he has quite a long skill, so I'm going to just give you the official title moving forward. He's pretty much going to be your first try when things get hot. Darkness. When this unit attacks Vanguard, you may pay the cost if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more until the end of the turn. This unit gets auto. When this unit attack hits Vanguard, choose one of his or her rear guards and retire it. Well, your opponent chooses one of their rear guards and they retire it. Then, if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, this unit gets plus 1k for every card in the soul. This card's not that great. We really only use it for plus 2k to soul. Alrighty. And then we have Kiskill Lytle, who is a non-hitter, very simple. When the attack hits Vanguard, soul charge 2, 6 more cards in soul, draw a card. Again, GSS fodder. She's never gonna hit. No good player would ever let her hit. Alrighty. Next up is, we're going to go with lower gaining shield first. Of our G-Guards, we have False Dark Wings, Agret Bat Mahalat. I probably extra butchered this G-Guard's name. I just call her Dark Wings. What she does is very simple. When she's placed in Guardian Circle, Soul Charge 2, if you have 6 more cards in Soul, plus 5k. Next up, we have higher shield value, and it is going to be Nighttime Gentleman Saint German. What he does is, when this unit is placed in Guardian Circle, if the number of cards in Soul is 10 or more, he gets plus 10k shield. If the number of cards into your soul are 15 or more, choose any number of your units and give them resist. Guess what? Guess what's a unit? Your Vanguard. Don't really know if we have any cards in the game really that would affect the Vanguard in the way that this timing would be appropriate, but it's there if you need it. And yeah, this is a 15 card G zone. The 16 card would be Sea Breeze, but I only got 3 Sea Breeze. I'm just gonna have to work with it. Alrighty, and I think that is it moving forward, but I do have one disclaimer I do want to just toss in this video really quickly involving a special interaction that I see a lot of people screw up on, and that is the interaction between Scharhot Vampire, one steeped in sin, and Enigmatic Assassin. a lot of people will try to pull one of these combos where they will attack with their Scharhot Vampire, do the skill, eat all their rear guards, and then call out their assassin. That is not possible, and the reason that is not possible is because of the timing on these two cards. Where you're thinking, Grant, this attack happens when I attack, she attacks when I hit. No, that is not really true, especially with these two interactions. Ignatic Assassin is one of those very special cards where she actually forces a breakdown in the battle phase. And what I mean by that is, we're going to reference back to the text of the card. It says at the beginning of the attack step. At the beginning of the attack step is as soon as you place your hand on a card ready to attack, you're in the beginning of the attack step, and that is when Ignatic Assassin comes out. You boost, and then his skill would go off, instantaneously eating her. So there's no, yeah, this eats everything. There's no getting around that. So I just want to put that one disclaimer there, and that has been it and everything. I really, really do enjoy this deck. I'm so looking forward to the new support and taking this Scharhot out and replacing him with one who scatters sin, because that card is phenomenal and limited playtesting that I've done. But so far, that has been my Dark Irregulars Darkness Scharhot Vampire deck profile. Until next time, guys, bye.